Hi everybody and welcome to Room for Change. I'm Joanne Liebler. Today our work brings us to this high-rise condominium in the heart of the city. The owner of one of the units has decided to make some drastic changes, particularly in the sleeping chambers, which haven't been updated for years. We will start in the master bedroom, which is currently done in an eclectic style with an energetic color scheme of turquoise and green. From that sea of colors, we will create a contemporary look using animal prints and custom ordered furniture. Next, we will move to the guest bedroom. Now, the homeowner doesn't need the extra sleeping room, but he does need the extra space. We will repurpose it into a comfortable den, perfect for relaxing or just watching TV. We will have all that, plus some illuminating designer tips. Stick with us. Welcome. Today we are in a condominium that belongs to a bachelor, and he says he is ready for some radical changes in his decor. So let's take a look at the first room. It's the master bedroom, and currently it looks a little bit more country in a condominium that's a little bit more downtown. The blues and greens coordinate, and the quilt has a nice homey feel. But this homeowner wants something fresh, hip, contemporary, and even wild. So we've got just the perfect designer for that. Her name is Julianne Siegel. Hi, Julianne.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Julianne is with Metropolitan Interiors, and wild, huh? What do you do for contemporary wild?
Well, my client, he really loves animal prints, so that's wild.
Yes,
and here's
is.
a few of his fabrics that we're going to be using for the bedding,
Okay.
which are warm and contemporary. He also really loves accent lighting, so we've done some fun things with that. And then the art and accessories are wonderful. A lot of them are custom made, and we've done some fun things.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Shall we get to it?
Sure.
Great. We began by clearing everything from the room. Then we got started with goal number 1, to lighten up this room. The walls got a soothing transformation from green to soft beige. The change on the walls helps instantly to open things up and transform the mood of the room. On the wall opposite the window, we cut out a rectangular shape to create geometric interest. More important, it lets in some additional lighting from the room next door. Next step, to dress up the windows with new window treatments. The golds, reds, and greens from the outdoors were the inspiration for the earth-toned fabric panels. Done in a soft contemporary watercolor-like blend, these help warm up and offset the boxy effect of the windows. Antique gold metal rods with pointed finials contrast the softness of the panels and establish the metal element that will be used in the new design. Next up, a new bed. This massive addition is built of maple with stainless accents and nightstands on either side. The contemporary design is simple but sophisticated. It sets the stage for the sleek new look in this room. The stainless steel of the headboard has a checked pattern for further geometric interest. And resting atop a platform, the bed appears as if it's floating above the ground. Next, lush, exotic bedding finishes off this focal piece. The wild array of animal-inspired prints makes a stunning statement with black, orange, and yellow patterns reminiscent of a tiger's coat. Custom-made pillows edged in black leather cording finish off the luxurious yet contemporary look. Above the bed, a custom-made sculpture completes this creative ensemble. Made of foam core and metal strips, this one-of-a-kind piece offsets the bed with wonderful dimension, texture, and drama. Julianne, this is definitely a contemporary look, especially with this wild, abstract sculpture you've got over the bed. And yet, it's not cold. I think sometimes when you think of contemporary, it doesn't seem very inviting.
Right, Joanne, you know, a lot of times people think contemporary has to be the purples and teals and cooler colors, but not necessarily. These warm colors are much more inviting with this contemporary style.
Well, you know, this is a very interesting fabric that you've got here because it's kind of an animal print, but not really.
Right, it's more abstract, which is fun, which makes it much more fun and exciting.
All right, well, it looks great. Shall we get the rest of the room together?
Sure.
All right. With that, we've finished off the bed with accessories to complement the new exotic style. Brushed stainless steel lamps on each nightstand tie in with the brushed steel of the headboards and drawers. The lamps themselves have a contemporary flair with reminiscent design touches of Art Deco. And now, watch this. Creative lighting tucked beneath the bed highlights the floating effect of the bed even further. The look is a wonderful alternative to overhead lighting and creates an intimate ambiance, perfect for a bedroom. Now, back to work. With the lights back on, we turned our attention to the opposite side of the room. A mirror was the first addition. The massive size of this piece offers up yet another illusion. It helps create a greater sense of space and depth. The mirror was custom made and framed to fit the style of the room. A chair and side table were next. In front of the mirror, the elegant little seating area with its contrasts of metal and glass keeps the spacious feel intact, while the curves and spheres of the glass side table enhance the geometric style. Finally, we finished off the room with a colorful array of accessories. Nature-inspired pieces mixed with stark, contemporary pieces for a wonderful personalized look. With that, this room is complete. Julianne, that's the biggest spider I've ever seen. What's he doing in the bed?
Well, Joanne, sometimes it's very fun to put something whimsical and fun in the space. It also gives people a sense of not being so perfect in their lives and just give you a fun feeling for the space.
Well, I like that idea. You know what I also like is that there are items in here that you wouldn't think of being in your basic bedroom, like this console. You would think of that maybe in a living room.
Right. Well, nowadays builders are putting in large walk-in closets, and people love that with all the drawers and shelves and have plenty of storage space. So it's nice to use the space for something lighter like a console rather than a heavy dresser drawer, and also to display lots of accessories and make it fun too.
Oh, well, it's just a great looking room. You did a great job in here.
Thank you.
And stay tuned because we are going to turn Julianne loose on bedroom number 2, and it's actually going to be repurposed into a den.
Right.
But before we do that, let's take another look at the transformation of this room. Before, this room had an eclectic feel, combining cozy country pieces with more colorful contemporary furnishings. Now, this master bedroom is truly a masterpiece. The contemporary design is warm, inviting, and wild. are working in a high-rise condominium in the heart of the city, and we just transformed the master bedroom to a contemporary look with a lot of warmth to it. And now we are setting our sights on this guest bedroom, and Julianne, this is going to be turned into a den. It's being entirely repurposed.
Right.
But you know, you got kind of a cool wall color. Are you going to keep this?
You know, Joanne, this wall color is too dark, and I think we really want to open up the space. So this is the color we chose for the walls, the base color. And then we're going to open it up with, make it more interesting with a faux finish.
Okay.
And then this fabric, this is one of the accent fabrics we'll be using in the room, the color palette, which gives it some warmth.
Again, you've got those abstract designs just like we had in the
Right.
other room. All right, well, I suppose we should get to it, huh? Yeah. All right. Again, we began by clearing everything from the room. Once it was empty, we painted the walls a soft beige color. The darker shade was blended with a paler cream-colored paint, swirled right over the top for a soft, textured finish. The swirls helped to open up the room by creating movement and contrast. And our most clever use of this small space, we added a built-in entertainment center where there once was a closet. These custom-made built-ins were constructed out of laminate and wood. Columns add architectural interest and dimension, and a copper faux finish gives the piece a metallic look. Window treatments were next. In this case, we chose cornice boards to frame the window. They're designed out of earth tone fabric in shades of sage green, paprika, and gold, accented in black. The fun abstract pattern establishes a contemporary feel. Whimsical painted wood ornaments dangling from the wavy edge lend movement and visual interest. Next, we added a large sectional and coordinating area rug. The sage green corduroy sectional offers the ultimate in comfort. Arranged to overlap the circular rug, the asymmetrical look plays up the contemporary feel while embracing the cozy size of the room. The circular rug helps further offset the angles of the room while anchoring the space with its warm paprika color. This sectional is a surprise because it's quite large. I mean, you can get a lot of people on here.
Right, and that was very important to my client because he really wanted to lounge in the space. Also, it really flows in the room with its curves, the curves of the rug, the curves on the cornice up above, and the swirls within the faux finish.
It's just kind of a curvaceous room, but
Right.
it's also a serious couch potato room, isn't it?
It is, and it has lots of movement.
All right, well, let's get the rest of it together.
Okay.
With that, we finished off the room with tables, lamps, and accessories. Custom-made pillows done in the same fabric as the window treatments offer colorful contrast to the sectional. Everywhere you look, you'll notice how well the accessories fit the space. Here, the copper lampshade is enhanced with dangling stones that tie in with the dangling wood shapes on the cornices. And with that, this new den is now complete. That table that is built into the wall is perfect. It's almost like you don't need a coffee table in here, do you really?
Right, and that's one reason we wanted to keep the room open, so we didn't use one, but I thought we still needed a place to set drinks down, so I built this in to the side of the wall. And one fun thing about it is that it emulates the fringe, the fun wood fringe that we have hanging from here for the base. So it's kind of like bringing those design elements from one space to another, which really makes it fun.
Clever girl. You pulled a clever with the closet too, because the closet wasn't needed in this anymore.
No.
So why not make it an entertainment center?
Right. We needed a place to store the TV, and we also need to save space since it is a small room. So we ended up building it into a unit like this, which also emulates some of the design elements we have in the cornice. And voila, there we have it.
There we have it. A couch potato dream den, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, it's perfect. Well, we want you to stay tuned because we are going to get some designer tips from Julianne. But before we do that, let's take one more look at the transformation of this room. Before, we had a fairly typical spare bedroom look with its twin bed and odds and ends furnishings. Now it's a study in comfort with its sink-down sectional sofa and whimsical accessories. It's the perfect room to hang out and relax in. At this point in our program, you get the benefit of designer tips. And Julianne Siegel and I have returned to this wonderful contemporary bedroom, and you're going to tell us a little bit about lighting, especially mood lighting.
Exactly.
Well, let's recreate what you did for us earlier. I think this gives such a beautiful and intimate look to this room.
Right, it adds a lot of mood.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get the lights back on here. Tell me a little bit about the different types of lighting that you can use as a designer.
Well, people use overhead lighting, which is your basic recessed or a halogen lamp. They also use task lighting, such as your table lamp here or reading lights. But a lot of times they forget about the accent lighting, which really creates the mood in the room and really accentuates the room and the pieces around it.
Right. I mean, this is a great example of mood lighting that you've done around this bed. How difficult is it to achieve this kind of floating effect, really?
Really, it's not difficult at all. Actually, this is a lamp from a cabinet, just a cabinet lamp that can be screwed into the bottom of the bed here, along the edge.
It's got the 4 holes, and you just screw it up along there, and then it's got the bulb.
Right, I think it's 25 watts.
Yep.
And as you can see along the edge, you can space them out as far as you want to get the look you want, or closer, use a higher wattage.
Right.
Or you can even change the color and create a whole new mood or look with different colors or mood lighting.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Just maybe some red and blue.
Black lights, as you think about from the past.
Yeah, that's for the 70s parties. We do the black light, okay.
That's right.
So that's a basic, simple proposition then, and really a do-it-yourself thing as well, because it wouldn't be too hard to screw up into this frame like this.
No, also you could see it's put behind the headboard here, which accentuates that back area and maybe gives a little lighting to the sculpture here.
Right.
So you can use it in many different ways, even in uplighting. You could buy your basic uplighting like this.
Here's an example of that.
Yeah. Use it behind a sectional and where there's a tree or floral arrangement, and it just creates lighting and adds shadows to the wall and really gives you a unique mood to the room and accents whatever is behind there.
I think the thing about mood lighting is that it's very true to its name. It sets a mood, it creates intimacy and romance.
That's true.
Now we have some other examples of romantic mood lighting, don't we, in the bathroom?
Yes, we do, in the bathroom.
Let's go look. Wow, Julie, this is such a beautiful bathroom. It's so dramatic and cosmopolitan. Tell me about some of the elements you included here.
Well, going back to lighting, we used lighting within the sink here. This is a glass bowl where it's frosted on the bottom, which really adds a beautiful look. When you have dinner parties, guests over, it will illuminate the bathroom and just really add ambiance to the bathroom.
That is so unusual. I've never seen anything like that. And I would imagine that these glass bowls maybe come in different colors.
Right, it does. It comes in many different colors, and so you can get different effects with all the different colors.
How actually is it lit up?
Well, if you look under the sink here, there are fluorescent tubes that light it up, and that's all it is.
That's all it is. Well, that wouldn't be that hard to do. It's just finding the sink.
Exactly.
Now, it looks like there's also some lighting underneath the cabinet here.
Right, and that really accentuates the floor, which is granite, and because it's black, it really helps to be able to see the granite and the graining in it.
Right.
Also, it also gives a feeling of this being floating, the whole cabinetry here. So it's a very nice accent for the bathroom.
Well, it looks great in here. Very cosmopolitan in New York. Stay tuned in just a minute. We're going to talk about our favorites. have questions or comments, please write to Room for Change, in care of HGTV, Box 50970, Knoxville, Tennessee 37950. And be sure to include the episode number and your daytime phone number. Today we had a chance to go contemporary in an uptown condominium. And for those of you who think contemporary means cool colors, hard lines, and sharp angles, think again. That should be a temporary way to think of contemporary, and here's what I mean. We started our work in this master bedroom. The look could best be described as eclectic, with a collection of modern pieces, blended with some country-style touches like the quilt. This room was dramatically transformed into an uptown, upscale, contemporary look. A warm flow of cozy colors is inviting, and the geometric lines and brushed stainless steel surfaces impart sophistication. Next, we moved into the guest bedroom. Nothing really wrong with this room, but the homeowner figured he better get better use out of the room, so we turned it into a den. Away went the charcoal-colored walls and the bedroom furniture. In came softer tones of beige, cream, and deep sage green. A sectional ensures that this room has plenty of put-your-feet-up comfort, and the imaginative use of the former closet as a built-in makes the perfect repository for entertainment equipment. Well, Julianne Siegel, you just got to do all kinds of fun things in here, didn't you?
Yes.
What was one of your favorites?
I think a lot of things were my favorites, but the very favorite was the sculpture that's over the bed in the bedroom. It's just wonderfully made and fun textures and just a great style for the room.
Well, and also a great match.
Yeah, I love it all.
Oh, you're so clever. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it. And that is Julianne Siegel, and she is with Metropolitan Interiors. And at this point, we like to remind you to look around your own house because you may have a room for change. I'm Joanne Liebler. Thanks for watching.